this is Nurse Ebony. Thank you for watching and tuning into my channel today. Remember to subscribe and like and comment below. Okay, today I'm going to be telling you how to create a resume. All right, I'm going to be giving you 6 tips to ensure that it catches the eye of a hiring manager. Are you ready? Okay, stay tuned. Class is in session. Okay, let's just jump right in. All right, creating a resume can be frustrating at times because you're going against multiple applicants and you want to make sure that you stand out. So these are some tips. I have 6 tips that can help you to stand out to a hiring manager so that we will review your resume, okay? So the first tip is to make sure that your content on your resume is relevant, okay? Make sure that your content is relevant. All right, to do that, you need to ensure that you have a summary statement or an objective statement that summarizes who you are and that applies to the job that you're applying for. For instance, I've seen some summary statements that say they're looking for part-time work whenever I'm hiring for a full-time position. Doesn't make sense, right? And then 2, when, let's say I have to review 100 resumes, it can be very time-consuming for a manager to look at every single line. We're looking at like key areas in the resume. But if you had a summary statement at the beginning of the resume, it kind of gives me a general idea of if I want to read further, okay? So that's a tip that you don't hear about. So that summary statement needs to be key in attracting a hiring manager, okay? And so make it relevant and make it relate to the job that you're applying for. If you're applying for a nursing job or a technology job, that summary statement should not have anything dealing with marketing in it, okay? So make it relevant. Okay, so the next tip is keywords. When applying for a position, you need to ensure that your resume has some of the key words that are in the job description. So if we're looking to see that you have, let's say, since I'm a nurse and we're in the field of nursing informatics, if I want someone that's efficient in using PowerChart or Epic or all scripts or something, I need to see in your resume that you do use those systems and are familiar with those systems and what you do with it. So if nothing in your resume matches with the job description that you have applied for, it's kind of comparing apples to oranges. And it would deter a manager from going forward in looking at you as a possible candidate. Okay, so make sure that your keywords are relevant in your resume to what the job is asking for, okay? All right, so the third tip would be to reduce the number of pages, okay? So your page number should kind of match your years of experience in the field. So if you've only been in it for maybe like a year or 2, you shouldn't have 3 or 4 pages in your resume, right? And if you've been in the field for maybe like 10, 15 years, 2 pages is kind of a good number. Once you start reaching 3, 4, 5 pages, that's a bit much. Again, remember, we are looking at multiple candidates. Now, some industries are different, right? You can, like if you're applying for a graphics design industry or artist or whatever, you might have to include in your resume some of your portfolio work. Okay, I'm not talking about industries like that to where you do need additional pages in your resume to show your portfolio of work. But just in general, just the standard resumes that just ask you to apply, then you need to really make sure that your page number is consistent with your years of experience. So if you have less than 10 years of experience, you need to really be try to do it on one page, maybe 1.5. If you have more than like 2 to 2.5 pages, I think is enough. Now we're talking about resume. A CV is totally different, okay? That's more so like academic, and you're putting like your different published works and other things in that, okay? So that's different. We're talking about a resume, okay? Okay, so the fourth tip is color. Be very careful with the colors that you use for your resume. I mean, there are so many beautiful templates out there of resumes now, and the colors are awesome. Like, I've seen some that the background is like dark blue and some of the words might be orange, or you have all these pastel or abstract type colors. Again, if you are maybe applying for anything like in the interior design or type photography, or like a creative type industry, oh, definitely your resume needs to have some creativity to it. But for those that are applying for either like a corporate job, or if you're in healthcare, or technology, or just a standard corporate position, and you need to have more standard colors and maybe a slight bit of color pop, okay? So like, here's an example. Okay, so this resume is a little bit too dark. You don't know if I'm colorblind or anything, right? So this is probably something that you should not be submitting in like a regular corporate job or a field that's not dealing with creativity, okay? Here's another one. Okay, this one, you see it's kind of standard colors and it has a little bit of pop, okay? You never want the color to take away from the content. Remember, the content is what we are focusing on, but it's also nice for it to be aesthetically pleasing, okay? All right, so the fifth tip is your email address. I know people really don't talk about this a lot, but it is a turn off whenever we see email addresses that are not appropriate, that are more personal, and that are not professional, okay? So like, for example, Jake the Snake at gmail.com. Okay, I will not be sending an email requesting an interview from Jake the Snake at gmail.com, or Pretty Girl Diva at hotmail.com. No, I will not be sending a professional email to Pretty Girl Diva at hotmail.com, or Hot Chocolate at yahoo.com, or Vanilla Ice at gmail.com. I hope that's not really his email address, Vanilla Ice's email address. But anyway, don't email him. But anyway, Vanilla Ice at gmail.com. I would not be sending an email requesting a professional interview for that type of email address. It's good to have those personal email addresses, and do your personal business. But when applying for a professional position, you really want that email to be professional. So it can be your full name, it can be your initials, like J Smith at Gmail, or if that's like J Smith 142 at Gmail, whatever, something professional, okay? All right, so the last tip is your picture. I know we're all beautiful people, okay? We were created to be just beautiful humans. But not everyone wants to see your picture on your resume. Now, for some industries, you definitely need it. Like when you're in the fashion industry, modeling, all that, you did headshots and pictures. Yes, that is needed. In some type of also some PR type industries need your professional picture on a resume. But not every resume needs it, okay? And so also too, this is very serious, especially in the time that we're in. You never want to put it out there to appeal to someone's prejudice, okay? To get you in the door, just have your name and make sure that your content is relevant and you are prepared for the job. Sometimes putting your picture on it can have a negative effect, okay? So I would say, my personal opinion, take your picture off of a resume if you are not in that type of field that requires it, okay? And then you will know what field that requires it. But if you are applying for most corporate positions, it's not requiring it. Maybe if you're like in leadership, like in those C-suite positions where you're like CEO or CFO, those types, sometimes I've seen that they want the entire portfolio, okay? So I hope this helps. This is coming from a hiring manager, and comment below. Tell me your thoughts, and I also offer resume services if you need more help with this. But good luck with the job search, and if you follow these steps, this will get you on the right path, okay? Well, thank you for watching today. Class is dismissed.